everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have little Eli here with me falling asleep. He has already been eaten. He's already eaten and he's been changed, and it's time for him just to relax. As you can see, my setting is a little different. I can't hide out in our bedroom to make videos anymore. I kind of have to just go with the flow of whatever's going on around me now. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Oh. Come here, I got you. Oh, no. All right, so my labor and delivery story. As you saw, I filmed as much as I could while I was in labor. I think I got a good amount of stuff, but there's a lot in the background that didn't make it onto the video, just simply because our thoughts weren't, oh, grab the camera, you know. We were literally like, we gotta take care of whatever's going on at that said moment. So this is pretty much my labor and delivery story, the realities and background of everything that was going on. So let's see where it started. I believe I told you guys that around 36 weeks I started getting contractions here and there, and I specifically remember that there was one instance, and I believe that this is the instant when my labor truly started, which is we were in the drive-thru at Wendy's, and out of nowhere, right as we're grabbing our bags to head out. It's okay. No? I felt this sharp pain, and it was something I don't recall ever feeling before. And I just remember looking over at Alex. I was like, oh my gosh. And I mean, he's driving at this point. He and I had already accepted that it's probably best and safe that I don't drive, just in case I do go into labor. So he was driving, and that was the first instance when I remember like having contractions truly. But the thing with me, because I believe I told you guys that I was starting to have contractions here and there, and I even started timing them, and they were pretty persistent, and they would always range about 7 to 8 minutes, but they would never get closer than that. And I just remember, like, oh gosh, I would time them, and I would always be thinking like, is this it? And this happened for like at least 3 weeks straight, and I was so confused because it would happen every other day, if not every few days, and I'd never gone through that. And then like it would last for like 6 to 8 hours or so, and then just stop. Like, I would legit think that I was in labor, and I'd be questioning whether or not I need to go into the hospital. But then it would literally completely stop, and I wouldn't be feeling anything anymore. And it was the weirdest thing, and it happened so many times. And when I looked it up, because I was so confused, it's actually called, on my handy dandy phone, prodromal labor. It's basically like your body preparing itself to go into labor, and you're actually having like pretty much full-on contractions, but your body isn't quite ready to go into full-on labor yet. So you're feeling everything, but then, like I said, it just abruptly stops. So I was going through that. It was the worst thing in the world. So confusing. As you guys know, I was having my bloody show and all that, and it was just so confusing. I had no idea what was going on. Hey, papá, está bien. Chucu. So at this point, I was getting frustrated. I will admit, I was getting extremely frustrated. I was so annoyed. I just wanted my body back. I wanted to be able to play with Mateo and not be in pain. My SPD started coming back. Bless you. My SPD started coming back, and it was horrible because, like, not only was I having contractions here and there, but Alex was also, like, I believe still working already. Yeah, he was still working. So I was by myself with Theo. I couldn't play with Mateo. I couldn't go up and down stairs. I could barely walk. And what made it even more difficult, hi, Okay. What made it even more difficult was the fact that I have prior injuries from when I was in the Coast Guard. Oh.
Oh, hold on. Hey.
What are you doing?
You're caught. You're on camera. Everybody sees you.
You excited?
Who is this? Who is this? Mateo.
Smile.
You look yummy again.
You silly.
Mm-hmm. All silly now.
So, welcoming to the party, my husband.
Hi.
So, like I was saying before all that happened, I was having those contractions here and there for a few weeks, and within that time frame, what's up, Dale? Oh, thank you. He's throwing away Eli's diaper.
Thank you.
So I was having those contractions on and off for a few weeks, and while that was all happening, my SPD returned, so I could barely go up and down the stairs. Alex was still at work, and I couldn't really play with Mateo, so I had to deal with that. You have lunch soon.
Here, you can have more.
And then on top of all that, like I was saying, I have a prior injury, as some of you may know, and it's with my hips, knees, and ankles. And the weight of this guy here was starting to become too much. So I was having those pains returning to a pretty good extreme, and that's when my doctor and I started talking about the possibility, not even possibility, because she actually did sign me up for an induction. So that was happening, and I really didn't want to have an induction because there are some risks with that. And I really wanted to have just natural labor as much as possible. So that being said, quote unquote natural labor. And the reason I say quote unquote is because if you remember, I started doing castor oil. I started doing primrose tablets.
She went the full 9 just to get
exercising. I was doing lunges and walking almost daily. I was eating spicy foods. What else? I mean, I was doing everything and just everything possible to get him out in a more natural way rather than putting medications into my system. And like I said, during all this time frame, I'm still having these contractions. So like there's times where I'm thinking, okay, it's happening, and they would just subside completely. And it was so annoying, and I was getting really pissed off, I'll be honest. But finally the day came. You and I were fast asleep, and at around 5 o'clock I feel just like that, and I was just like, I know I'm pregnant, I know my muscles down there are weak, but they're not that weak. Like, I was fast asleep and I woke up to like just literally like a squirt of water just right through me, and I was like,
I didn't pee the bed.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I peed the bed.
You know, transition. Just in that short period of time.
I had never in my life felt this kind of pain. Now keep in mind, with Dale, I had the contractions right after I knew it was time. We got there pretty soon after they put the epidural, because I had already been there, gone through everything, and everything was fine. This one, on the other hand, because with Mateo they had to pop my water, so I never had to go through that whole like actual pain process. But with Eli,
he decided to come on his own terms.
you guys, like, just imagine the Exorcist part where she's like tied up and she's like shaking like crazy. That was practically me. I wanted to kill everyone in my way. I kept asking for the epidural already. I kept asking, when was I gonna get the epidural? When was I gonna get my room? When was this all gonna start happening? Because I wanted it. I think at some point I was actually like saying like, get him out of me, get him out of me, right? I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure you said that.
At this point, like, Alex had already gotten back, so he was right there seeing me go through it, and I have a vague memory of just sweating a lot and feeling the pain and like being just really angry.
I think it was like a subtle blackout, because when I came back and they were wheeling her down the hall to go to the room, she was just already in tears. I had no idea that she had jumped from what, 3 to like 7 within like a minute.
Yeah, like I basically erupted. Like I went from, because they checked me, I was still at a 3, I believe, when you and I came in. And next thing I know, I was at a 7, and like almost immediately. And they were like wheeling me in. They had to walk me first, and I'm like having to stop. And like I'm holding onto her hand, and then you showed up, and they got me the wheelchair, and I'm just like freaking out. And it was such a mess, you guys. Like you would literally think that was part of that movie.
We got her into the bed, and she's just bawling. She's like tears I've never seen off of her.
I almost vomited on you.
So that's funny, because I knew it was coming, because she's doing the whole and I got the barf bag. I'm like, babe, it's right here. She's like, get it away from me. I don't need it. And then like a minute later, you proceed to throw up. And I'm like, But after that, like I think I held it there too long, because I was like, I'm just holding like her vomit in her face.
Not right now.
So it's like, should I move the bag? It's like, do you want me to move the bag? And you're like, but other than that, like tears that I've never seen off of her, just excruciating pain. And even when they were putting the epidural in, you know, I'm trying to do the supportive husband thing. You know, be like, babe, I got you. It's like, we're okay, we got this. She literally said, Alex, shut up. So that was accurate to the movies. Is like, just stand there.
I just remember like okay, you guys think about it like this, because this is how I viewed it, like from my perspective. I'm in, not only because while he was putting the epidural into me, like, okay, my back, imagine this is my back, right? He's putting the epidural into me, and as this is happening, I'm literally currently feeling a contraction going on, and he had to stop the epidural with the needle in my back in order to let me go through the contraction.
Oh, just so you didn't like contort her.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So not only did I have this needle that's probably like this big halfway through my back, I'm feeling the contractions, and then I have this happy dandy husband in front of my face like, you got this, you can do it. It's like,
there's no moment for like positive like motivation at that moment. There's no room for it.
But like, and then after they got me the epidural, it took a while because I'm still like feeling the pains. But then it cleared out, and after that I was just like a happy dandy person. They got, the nurse that I had actually snuck in.
The drugs kicked in.
The nurse that I had, she was awesome. She snuck in some crackers for me, even though technically I wasn't supposed to be eating. So technically I wasn't supposed to be eating, so she snuck it in for me, and I was chowing down. You guys saw it on the video. I was like practically out of it, just stuffing whatever I could into my system. And we went in at around 5:30, and Eli came at 11:06. So roughly 6 hours of all this happening, and lo and behold, our little man got there, right? I mean, that's pretty much, there was nothing.
It was not like those horror stories. It wasn't even like how it was with Mateo, because we stayed in that room for like an entire day just for you to get discharged. This was just like completely different. It was like in 3 hours, and then like 5 pushes later, and then there was a baby. Yeah. So just like complete difference.
But they do say that if you've had children before, that the labor is quicker and normally easier. So I think that was playing a big role in how this worked out, because this is a pretty chill labor and delivery compared to like freaking out. I mean, I did have a freak out, one that I didn't have with Theo, but like, you know, like in movies or in like other vlogs, you see like the lady like freaking out. Watch your head. But like, I just listened. I stayed calm, and I stayed as zen as I could. And I was just like, they're just like push, and you guys saw the video. And
we were almost out of there by lunch. I said that.
Yeah, that was you guys. This guy was ready. It was so sad though, because I remember my doctor. She came in and she's like, all right, the contractions are kind of telling us that you could start pushing if you wanted to. How do you feel? Blah blah blah. I was exhausted, and we went in so early, and I was just like, do we have to start right now? Like, I legit asked her.
It's like, well, you have like 30 minutes.
It's like, do we have to start right now? And she was like, we can start in about 30 minutes to an hour if you want. And like let you just relax and take a nap before. Eli wasn't having it. Literally within minutes after she said that, he was like, let me come out.
Yeah.
And and yeah, the little man started pushing through, and here he is. He turned out really big. They were surprised by his size, just like we were.
All the muscles.
And to this day, she still, our doctor still says that he is going to be, if he continues at this growth spurt, he's going to be pretty tall. So yeah, we got a little tall guy over here.
Yeah, big and tall over here.
Big Dale. But I mean, is there really anything else to that? I don't know.
No, I think you summed it up.
Yeah. Other than that, a quick update on Eli. He is officially 3 weeks old today. As at the end of this week, he'll be 1 month old. That's crazy to me, because it doesn't feel like we've
had him for a month already.
Yeah, it's weird. We're still all adjusting. Mateo is a lot better than he was originally, but he was pretty bad at first. But he's getting there, you know, it's expected. We're all adjusting, trying to figure out how to handle everything once Alex goes back to work. And I mean, Eli's pretty good. He's a pretty chill baby. He likes to sleep a lot. He is actually considered
lazy eater.
A lazy eater, that's what it's called. Basically, it's one of those. It's basically a baby who you have to force feed them because they fall asleep almost instantly after suckling. And yeah, that's Eli for you. Update on me: I have not had my postpartum appointment yet, so there's that. But I'm still going through the process of dispersing the blood out of my system. Oh, you guys, I told you I would try to breastfeed, and I full on 100% tried. I got the breast pump, and I was pumping daily. I was pumping very regularly. I was physically breastfeeding. I even got the cookies, the milks, the juices, everything. I was doing everything. I was drinking water. I was doing everything I was supposed to. My body was not having it, and at around 2.5 weeks, give or take, I pretty much dried up. Pretty much similar to what happened with Theo. So I don't know what it is or why that is. I even attempted to do what my doctor suggested, which is pump and still formula feed, so supplement. And even then, my body was just not having it. And eventually it went from, I remember like being super excited.
Because you were able to pump like 3 ounces, and then
all of a sudden it started going down and
then you were only getting like 1 ounce out of both.
Yes, no, not out of both, like total, 1 ounce total. And I was so like discouraged, and even then I kept trying, and now I can barely get 1 ounce, like half an ounce total. And it's just like pointless to continue trying, because he needs to be fed, and he's gotten so used to the formula that now I don't know what to say or what to do. I can just say that I tried my hardest, Hey! Hey!
I got him.
What's in your mouth?
Chips.
But yeah, so I did try. I really did. From my understanding, some women's bodies just simply don't produce as much milk. And I believe that at this point, with it happening at the exact same time frame as my last pregnancy, I think that my body is just pretty much gives the child what it needs for during its first couple of weeks, and then it's just like, all right, you're done. You don't need it anymore.
Like, that's all you need.
Yeah, like, it's just like, all right, you got your colostrum, you're done. Like, that's what it seems like my body does. And there's really nothing else I can do. I mean, would you say that I tried?
Yeah, you definitely tried. Even more so than the first time.
You guys.
Tried.
So that happened. And now we're just about to hit a month with Eli and dealing with a toddler and a newborn and a husband who's about to go back to work, and I'm going to look stressed out and tired all the time. So
fun times ahead. Fun times ahead.
So thank you guys for watching. That's pretty much it. There's really nothing major to tell other than, you know, like the whole physically agonizing feelings that I was going through before labor that, like I said, we didn't pick up the camera for. There was no way the camera was going to be a focal point at that situation, during that situation, you know what I mean? So yeah. Do you have anything to say or to add?
You make some good babies.
We make some really cute babies. You want to see? Yeah, let me see. Look at a little handsome. Hi, Eli. Fast asleep. All right, you guys, thank you for watching, and till next time, I guess, whenever that is, whenever I'm able to pick up the camera with these three guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and bye.